Hey guys, welcome back to L&D Home. In today's video, we are going to be tackling some serious yard work. I wanted to start out front while my husband was in the backyard prepping, just spraying some weeds. We got this container for 15 bucks at Menards. Love it. It's like pressure censored. That's probably the wrong word, but you pump it and it gives it pressure. And I just put straight vinegar in here, and I'm using that to kill the weeds because it is much cheaper than buying weed killer from the store, and it works just as well.
There is only one of you, only one of me. There's a million of those who won't let us be, but they're not gonna see me bleed. Cause baby, I got you. I've been beaten to the ground, dragged across the dirt. I've been scared to live cause some people never learn, but they're not gonna watch me burn. Cause baby, I got you.
We are going to be spending the rest of this video in the backyard. My husband is just prepping the grass with a little bit of mowing, and you're going to notice that he only mowed one particular spot, and we are going to be telling you why here in a bit. My son actually ended up helping us and mowing the rest of the yard a little bit because it definitely was a little bit tall.
It's a new beginnings and a better life. It's the dancing underneath the disco lights. They can try, but they can never take me down. Ooh, cause I'm not afraid, I'm not afraid, I'm not afraid to love, not afraid to love you. I'm not afraid, I'm not afraid, I'm not afraid to love.
If you follow us on Instagram, we did give a little sneak peek at what we're doing. We found a pool on sale at Sam's Club, and we have been talking about having a pool since we have moved into this house years ago, and we are finally starting the process of putting that pool in. While my husband was starting to dig, I decided to spray some home defense, which was kind of silly because I am going to be pressure washing the side of the house. But I was trying to make myself busy because I thought he was going to need my help right away. So I didn't just want to like sit around, but it actually ended up that he didn't need my help right away. And I was able to pressure wash a little bit sooner than I thought I was going to be able to.
They always bring all the lonely, but with you here, nothing can scare me. I'm not afraid, I'm not afraid.
Again, making myself busy, I decided to do a little bit of changes and refresh the patio. We had all this set up and refreshed, and then we had lots of crazy storms come through Missouri, so everything got completely messed up. So I decided to clean everything off and just give everything a little refresh. And yes, I spray home defense on these things because spiders get all over them. And actually, these are not staying here. We have another project, hopefully, that we can tackle this summer to extend our patio a little bit. So fingers crossed that we get to that after we get this pool situation figured out. But there's always spiders and stuff all over here, so I like to spray it down. And again, I'm just trying to refresh a little bit while he is working on mowing that large crop circle that you see in our backyard.
Not afraid to love, not afraid to love you. I will tell them what I'm feeling forevermore. I don't care about the feelings, not anymore.
My husband is now just marking off where he is going to need to kind of dig to level for the pool. He did do a little bit extra wider than the pool because we're going to be putting some like decorations around it, some pavers and things. And this is just spray paint that we had in the garage, hooked to a pole with some twine. So that's kind of what we had and what we were working with. So he wanted to make sure that he marked everything so that he was only digging where he needed to be digging. We actually had a pool, a smaller one, at our old house before we moved into this house, and we didn't do any like leveling work or anything, and it just didn't work out well. So we really wanted to make sure this one was done right, and it looked really nice, and everything was level, and it was going to stand the test of time. So we are putting a lot of work into this, including digging up the grass and the dirt. Now, this is where it started with a shovel. and lots of manpower. You're going to see I try to jump in and help. My son tried to jump in and help, but we're actually going to be switching things up a little bit because this was taking far too long. So we ex-nayed on the shovel after a while.
Show them that love is pure, no matter who it's for. It's a new beginnings and a better life. It's the dancing underneath the disco light. They can try, but they can never take me down. Cause I'm not afraid, I'm not afraid, I'm not afraid to love, not afraid to love you. I'm not afraid, I'm not afraid, I'm not afraid to love, not afraid to love you. They always prey on the lonely, but with you here nothing can scare me. I'm not afraid, I'm not afraid, I'm not afraid to love, not afraid to love you. Not afraid to love you. Not afraid to love you. I'm gonna go where my heart is. From now on, I'm being honest.
While he was tirelessly digging and our son Aiden was mowing the backyard, I decided it was time to get rid of this rug. It was really moldy and really gross. I will share our previous kind of yard refresh up in the cards and down in the description box below. But we ended up keeping this rug, and I decided I just wanted to get rid of it. It was really gross and disgusting. It's a really cheap one from Menards. Stuff gets just stuck on there, and like I said, it was getting kind of moldy and gross. So while I don't love the way our patio looks, I decided it was time for this to go right into the trash. It had seen better days. This is when I jumped in to try and help get that nice little edge. And apparently it was just not for me. I don't have the strength or something. I was like jumping up and down on this shovel, and the ground is really, really hard. So at some point we decided, you know what? Maybe we should water it a little bit. Let's put the sprinkler on and get the ground nice and wet so it's easier to dig. And we really thought that was going to be the solution. Well, it wasn't. It was absolutely not the solution that was going to work for us. I decided to get some pressure washing in. I don't have as many clips as I thought of this, but I wanted to clean the side of the house. It was absolutely disgusting. While I was doing this, my husband and my son ran to the store to buy a tiller. We decided it was worth the $130 instead of renting one for $100 to just buy one, because we do have some other work that we're going to be doing, extending the patio, hopefully working on the front yard a little bit, redoing some of the beds and things that are up there. And we decided just having that tiller for an extra $30 than what he was going to spend anyway would just be absolutely worth it, because we could use it at any point in time around the house. Now, no, this was not in the budget. And there's going to be a lot of things that pop up that weren't in the budget originally, but we want to make sure this is done right. And if we're going to spend $100 to rent a tiller, an extra $30, and we can have one to use on whatever project we want, just made more sense to us.
They always prey on the lonely, but with you here nothing can scare me. I'm not afraid, I'm not afraid, I'm not afraid to love, not afraid to love you. I'm not afraid to love not afraid to love
Looky there. This thing truly saved the day. Now, it still took what felt like forever, and his arms were definitely hurting, and he was definitely tired after this weekend of work. But this would have taken so much longer and been so much more backbreaking with the shovel that he was trying to use. So it was definitely a good investment for us, for sure. And he still has some more tilling to do. I hate to ruin it, but there is some more tilling that he still has to do. So it was definitely better to buy one than to rent one, because we would have had to rent one for more than one day, which would have cost us up to plus $100 because it was $100 for the day. So definitely glad that we purchased one instead of renting.
I'm a spend, I'm a baller, take a deep breath. I'm a shark, you 7 days a week, I'll be up all night, day and night, day and night. I'm a spend, I'm a baller, take a deep breath. I'm a shark, you 7 days a week, I'll be up all night, day and night, day and night.
My life's dope, I wear fancy clothes, I'm a hell of work, I got hell of shows. As I learn to dope, I'ma bring the show, anywhere I go. Living life to the maximum. All day and night. All day and night. All day and night. Living life to the maximum. All day and night.
While he was working on tilling the ground, I decided that it was time to pressure wash the concrete. This is so gross. Like, look at how dark and disgusting our patio was. Oh, so nasty. This was so satisfying, but I gotta say, after doing the house and this entire patio, my hand was absolutely spent from having to hold the trigger, because it doesn't have like a lock on it where it holds itself. You have to squeeze it. So I was definitely running out of steam. There's some patchy parts, but it looks so much better than it did before. And yes, I know we have a giant crack there. We are trying to figure that out. There's a lot wrong with this house, and you can only tackle so many things at a time. So we're hopefully going to be tackling that as well when we do the patio extension this summer. Fingers crossed.
Day and night. All day and night. I'll be up all night. Let me be your king, yes I could be your captain. Live a life of dreams and live a life of fashion. I'ma lift you up before I throw you out, cause you can live your life sitting down. I'm a king, I'm a boss, I'ma spend, let it cost. Let me live my life of bliss in the fast lane. I'ma be on top of the world, watch it happen.
I'm a spend, I'm a baller, take a deep breath. I'm a shark, you 7 days a week, I'll be up all night, day and night, day and night.
All day and night. All day and night. All day and night. Living life to the maximum. All day and night. All day and night. All day and night. I'll be up all night. Living life to the maximum. Put it up on my tab, listen up, here I am. Money talks, I got plans, spend it hard, spend it fast. What you need, I got cash, make a wish, I'll make plans. I'm a pig in a suit, I don't give if I'm rude. Let me live my life of bliss in the fast lane. I'ma be on top of the world, watch it happen. My life's dope, I wear fancy clothes. I'm a hell of
What do they call those things? Crop circles? World's biggest crop circle.
That's not the biggest one.
Compared to the size of the yard.
Somebody as big as this neighborhood. This whole block.
That's what we got so far.
I got hell of clothes. As I learn to
David and my son went to Menards to get some pavers that we got for around here. So they're doing that. So I came out here to ignore the tripod. I came out here to fix this situation over here. Definitely I'm gonna need to power wash again at some point, because I didn't get my arms started like falling off by the time I got here after doing the house and all of that. Like, not my arms like from squeezing it in, because there's not a lock on it, you have to like hold it and do it. I was like cramping up really bad. This we could not get out. I don't remember that ever being there, but we've had a carpet down for years now. We may get an outdoor rug eventually, but it might be like off season because they're very expensive, and we are spending a lot of money on this. The pavers we ordered from Menards, we got 80 of them. They were on a sale right now, and there's a rebate, but it was $98 for that. The sand, he's going to see if he can have some sand actually like delivered in a truck in the driveway. We don't know how much it's going to be. We've never done anything this large before. So I am out here real quick to just tackle this. I am going to change this out because I use one of these buckets every year, and every time it gets gross and disgusting because everything like flies in there and it's really nasty. So I got some closed bins from Target. I don't really have any more decor to put out here at the moment like I did before because it got all damaged because I never take it down after the season because I'm terrible at that. So I'm going to tackle that really quickly and get this looking somewhat cute for now. I absolutely love these containers from Target. There's a funny story that goes along with this, so I'll tell you. But one of them, the smaller one was $4 and the larger one was $6. And I actually went the previous evening to pick these up. Me and my son went, and I realized after we got home at 9:30, they forgot one of my lids. So I actually had to go back on this morning and grab the other lid. They were very busy. It was a whole thing, but I am glad that I did purchase these because I think something with the lid just makes more sense. Why my brain didn't think something with the lid outside would make more sense, I don't know. But really, I usually just try to use what I have so I don't spend too much money. But sometimes it's just easier to go ahead and spend the $10 that I spent on these containers than it is to struggle with how dirty and gross this gets all the time, how rusted our cans of Off and Wasp Spray get. And it was just much easier to spend the $10. Look how gross that is. That is absolutely so nasty.
Live a life to the maximum. All day and night. All day and night. All day and night. Live a life to the maximum. All day and night. All day and night. All day and night. I'll be up all night. Live a life to the maximum.
I've been looking into like a natural mosquito repellent, and I thought about buying some lemongrass plants or something like that, but they were kind of expensive. And if you know, you know, I am not a plant person. I accidentally kill all plants. I can keep children alive, cannot keep plants alive. So I decided to buy lemongrass essential oils. Now, I would not recommend getting them from Target. I did just do the drive-up order when I got those containers, but this little tiny thing was $8. I could have found it cheaper at Walmart for sure, but I just put a ton of that in this bottle that I had. I don't like the Jaws bathroom foaming cleanser. You guys know that if you watch my videos. So I'm not going to be getting refills for this bottle. So I went ahead and just used that. And I'm going to be spraying that on all of kind of the floral-like things as well as the back of the chairs. Now, I will say it worked pretty well, but mosquitoes are pretty bad in our backyard, so definitely probably going to need something else, a candle or something like that, but it definitely helped on the patio. Now in the yard is another story because I was getting eaten alive out in the yard later on this day, but it definitely helped while we were sitting on the patio and just kind of like planning later in our minds. So definitely something to try, especially if you have a smaller space. We're back with all of the pavers from Menards. We got these on a sale. It was awesome, but they were very, very heavy. We were tuckered out, my husband especially, because he did most of the heavy lifting here. We just stacked them along the side of the house. We thought we were going to be putting them in on this day. That did not end up happening. So there's going to be more than one part to this backyard makeover because it is a lot more work than I think we thought it was going to be. Like, we knew it was going to be a lot of work to do this pool, but we kind of thought it would go a little bit faster, and it's turning out that it's not going as fast as we hoped, but we definitely want to do it right the first time so we can enjoy this for years to come, and it makes the maintenance so much easier.
Excuse me, but I won't buy into your big lies. I get nothing honest from you. Excuse me, but I won't buy into you. But I won't buy into you. You don't need to bother me.
After all the tilling was done, we needed to level things out. Now, this ended up being a lot of hard work as well. So my husband picked up a 10-foot board while he was at Menards getting those pavers, and it was bouncing all around. So brilliant mind my husband has. Let's clamp some weight to it. So he got a 20-pound weight from inside the house and 2 clamps and just clamped the weight to it. Now, we did end up having to move the weight around a little bit, and I also had to step in and help because it was getting caught on a lot of grass still. And here is where he's going to have to till again. Not in this video, but he is going to have to till a little bit more, unfortunately, because we just weren't able to get all of the grass out, and we don't want that to affect anything later because we want to make sure this is nice and level. But this was an excellent idea, and it actually worked really well when the two of us were working together, and we actually were able to get it pretty level minus a few of those crazy grassy spots. The pole that he was using snapped. It absolutely broke. And this is where he decided that he needed to go back to Menards to get some rebar, something that was going to be stronger so that when we were leveling and kind of pulling on the pole that was in the ground, it didn't snap. So I decided to fill in some of the potholes that we have in our yard. We have moles, and our dogs like to dig and try to kill the moles. They never get them, but they definitely try. This is me walking off camera. I was getting eaten alive. I had to spray my entire body with off deep woods, and I was still getting eaten alive in this backyard, I swear. But we had a lot of this extra dirt. There was a spider. Yes, I know. I saw it through the grass, guys. That's how much of an outdoor person I am. I am not. But I decided to fill some of the potholes until he got back. They didn't have rebar, but he was able to find something that we could use. And then we just continued on the process of trying to get this leveled out.
every night.
This was about the time he realized he was going to have to till again. So, to be continued, make sure that you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on part 2 of this pool installation backyard makeover situation. Make sure you check out the video and the playlist on the screen. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video, and we will see you in the next one. Bye!
And if I try too hard,